It is a sarcastic.
It's a miserable day today for both of us, so it's kind of...
Yeah.
But we're talking about good things for once, to sort of. I mean, there's... Okay. So, yeah.
You want to talk about straight to Starfield?
No, I don't want to jump straight into Starfield. What I do want to do is we kind of do need to touch on the SAG After Strike, so if anybody who's not paying attention... the strike on video games hasn't started yet as of this recording. What happened is the union
Oh,
put
wait.
out a vote.
You have to give a bit of context what you're talking about because people might not get.
Yeah, so what's going on is SAG After is now threatening in order to include the video game industry in their strike. Basically, what that would mean is, excuse me, the same thing that would be going on with television and stuff right now. It's SAG After. Union voice actors would not be able to, in order to work with AAA video game studios. And for those that don't know, quite a lot of gigs are SAG After credited gigs. For instance, Starfield that just came out. I have a couple of friends of mine who actually, got their final union credit now, and I'm very proud of them for achieving this. They got their final union credit for doing work on Starfield. So it's kind of surreal in order to be playing the game and run into friends of mine, but one day I'll be somebody will be saying that about me. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know.
Well, you did feature in the Hunt Showdown trailer.
Yeah, I am. I'm actually in the Hunt. It's a teaser trailer for, and
Is the full trailer
I don't
not out
say
yet?
anymore. Not yet. Not that I'm aware of. I've kind of been loosely keeping an eye out on it every so many days, but no, just there's a teaser for it right now, and that I'm in. But I'll get there eventually. But that being said, what's going on is they're threatening to strike against the video game industry. So there's a lot of people that are confused right now, thinking that SAG After is already on strike against the video game union, and they are not as of this recording. What happened is they put a vote out to authorize a strike if Ms. Dresser decides in order to do so. So they're basically asking if the option is on the table amongst the union members, and I think the vote is concluding today, I think, actually.
Good
maybe,
timing.
Possibly. I'm not 100% sure.
Good timing.
Yeah, almost good timing. So probably by the time this might get around or get out a bit, I mean, it might be a little bit outdated, and possibly, the strike vote may pass. I'm pretty sure it will, because there's a lot of issues in the video game industry as far as, how actors are paid and everything goes. Because I've said it multiple times, we don't see residuals from the game sales ever. It's never a part of our contract, and you very seldom see it in streaming and everything too. So that's part of the reason for there being a strike. It's not just not getting paid enough for doing the work in the first place in some cases, because to do this it is a bit of an investment. I mean, you take training, you invest in equipment, you invest, you pay your electric bill, and there's software that you pay for in order to be able to do this gig. So it takes a little bit of an investment, and to not be able to at least, for those who are certainly good at it and are pulling the work that should be able to make a living off of this, I know it's not easy for them in order to make a living doing this. And that's sad. That sucks. It's a stone cold fact that Hollywood actors are not. There is not that many super uber crazy wealthy rich actors out there. A lot of your television actors and the people that you see more of, they're a lot of them are just barely scraping by. I mean, there's cast members of Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Strange New Worlds who are still working a day job while being in those shows, and that's wild in order to think about. I mean, I know people who are well off, doing well in like the video game industry and podcasting and audiobooks and stuff, and they're still having to hold down a part-time job here and there just to make sure that the income is 100% secure, because the long-term pay is not.
That's fucked
it's
up,
not
though.
where
That's
it needs
so
to be.
fucked up.
And the worst part about it is it's not like these industries don't make money. The gaming industry
Exactly.
alone is a fucking cash cow. It's a money printer. And to look in and to finally see the numbers of the profits that these companies have made and how little they're actually paid. Like, it's like it with every industry right now. Every industry right now this is all finally like actually, things we've known are finally coming to light. There's a handful of people in a company who make all of the goddamn money, and the people who actually, make the money for the company don't get paid shit. this is like starting to get laid bare. It's not like it's a propaganda thing or it's an opinion. It's a stone cold fact. And not that I want to get into like an economics discussion or anything like that, but I mean, it's true. It's sad when there's people who are in top-rated shows and they're barely etching a living. It's like, by God, why? How is this a thing? How could, an industry that makes all of this money, that we know makes all of this money, we know it. They brag about it, for God's sakes. To know that, okay, Denise Crosby is making like $2 a month on her Star Trek residuals from The Next Generation. That's absurd.
That's sorry,
crazy.
What? $2?
$2 a month is what she's getting fucking paid from Paramount Plus in residuals for the
month.
2 seasons that she's in Star Trek: The Next Generation. That's fucking wild.
A month.
Well,
so she
posts the check on her goddamn Twitter.
I'll be a horrible person. She should subscribe to our Patreon for $2, the lowest tier. So garbage. What the fuck?
That's the beautiful thing about this strike. It's bringing a lot of that to light. Because like even Bryan Cranston has made the comment that the amount of money that he's getting paid residuals for fucking Breaking Bad is like in the hundreds of dollars a month, and that's it.
Really?
It's absurd. Yeah, I think it's like I'm not 100% sure whether it was him or the guy who plays Jesse, but I know one of them posted their residual checks for the show itself, and it was only like $400 or $500 for the month, and that was it.
That's fucked up.
That's absurd. And I understand that Hollywood it's a town of subterfuge, and it's a lot of misleading, and there's a lot of this glitz and glam and all this other shit, but like, I'm finding out now, the more that I dig into everything, and now more that people are opening up and talking about a lot of it, it's a big farce, is what it is. A lot of like the dresses and shit that they'll wear, they don't own that shit. They don't their clothing that they wear to like red carpet events and shit. They rent that shit. They don't own it. It's crazy to find out that like the big time Hollywood lifestyle that everybody is led to believe is what a successful acting career and shit leads to is a fucking lie.
So I found this graph online, and it says how much percentage these companies need to give to meet the strikers' demands. So apparently, Disney Plus, for example, need 0.091% of revenue to stop the strikes.
It's not even 1/10,000th of a percent.
Okay.
That's to put that in perspective.
Netflix needs to give 0.214%. It's not even a percentage.
It's not even full percentage points that these motherfuckers are
Warner
losing.
Bros.
They're fighting hard over this.
Warner Bros. 0.1. Really? Paramount 1.4. Really?
Paramount is the only one that would take that would take the hugest loss, apparently, at 1%. But that's probably.
But it's not even a percentage.
Everybody's got to remember this is percentages of revenues. Okay, so Paramount Plus isn't making a fuck ton of money. There's a reason why Netflix's and Hulu's numbers are slightly lower, is because how much money they make. So again, this is a percentage thing. So the lower the percentage that they'd have to give up tells you just how much more these companies are making.
Now
it's baffling.
Okay, so now imagine video games. They actually strike in the video game sector
The percentages,
too.
I guarantee you, would be in the hundredth of thousandth of a percent. It would be like 0.001% of their fucking gross profit revenue
Probably,
in order to actually give fucking actors residuals and pay them a little bit more appropriately.
Just watch, but all these publishers, they will still say no just because fuck you.
Yeah, because fuck you, I got mine, get yours,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what everybody's trying to do, is get theirs.
Yeah, indie developers probably will try to like meet those demands because
And that's the best part. There already are indie developers that are, and they're the indie developers that the day the announcement came out that the strike vote was going, they stood up and they said, "Yeah, we're totally supporting that. We're on board with it. Whatever you guys want."
Yeah.
I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I know a couple did, and they got their time in the spotlight for a couple seconds because of it. But yeah, it's absurd. I know friends that have told, and this is a big reason why when if anybody would ever want to get started into doing this, and I know there's probably a handful of people out there that are asking, like, wow, dude, like, if that's how low the pay is, you know, why would you want to do something like that? And the answer is I'm not in it for the money. Because when I got into this, I knew I wasn't going to get rich off of it. I knew. I accepted that fact day one. I look at it this way: whatever I get paid for doing this and doing my voice acting, it's icing on the cake. I'm in it for, you know, the entertainment value, and I enjoy entertaining people. I enjoy doing this stuff, so that's what keeps me going. It's not the paychecks, and I think that's what it is for a lot of people who are striking right now. It's like they only care really about money so that they can keep their bills paid and keep lights on. And, you know, they're not looking to get rich. I've looked at how much extra the actors and everything are demanding for. It's not a lavish lifestyle they want. It's a regular lifestyle. To be able to afford a house and to live in it and, you know, cover your bills and, you know, have a little bit of fun with your life. That's all that's being asked here. You know, where I don't want a goddamn yacht and like 50 houses to worry about. That sounds like a fucking headache to me. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, and that's what everybody needs to understand. It's like, it's not about greed. That's not why SAG-AFTRA is striking. SAG-AFTRA is striking because they're tired of seeing their people struggle in order to make a living. The starving artist thing, it's real. It's for fucking real, and it's not right.
Yeah. I love strikes. I love greedy corporations. My favorite
I love
thing.
seeing them. I love seeing their comeuppance. I've seen how much money they've hemorrhaged now already as a result, and I hope they've already surpassed what they would have lost if they would have just said yes.
Yep.
As far as losses go,
Yep.
and it's only been a month.
The strikes?
Oh yeah, 3 months at least. 3 months.
Yeah,
I think.
that's more
Since the actual film and yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah, 3 months.
3-4 months minimum.
And we've already hit that mark.
Yeah.
So imagine like if this thing drags out till say December.
Which probably will actually at this rate.
I have an odd feeling it will because they're being stubborn about it. They're gonna eat their face they're gonna eat their nose to spite their face. So seriously.
I really I actually do want to see how would that affect video games, because the big ones will be definitely affected by that.
Well, what would happen is everything that's already done has been recorded would be safe.
Yeah.
That's why Starfield is like safe, and a bunch of other games that are getting ready to come out. They're all 100% completely safe. So what would happen is anything that's currently in development or anything that's currently being worked on, the second that strike is announced, would just stop.
Yeah.
Unless the union gave it authorization. And the production company has to ask the union for that. So do the actors as well. So, I mean, and there's already been forgivenesses on projects that are in film and TV. Like, there's a couple of movies that are allowed to continue shooting, because the union has given the production their blessing and, everything else. Or it's very subjective. So it's not always the same across the board. But most projects would probably just come to a stop for the most part. And then that would be it. There wouldn't be any more video game development. It would pretty much, development could still continue. They could still work on the game, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to, if it comes to voicing the characters or anything like that, they're going to have one of two ways in order to go about it. They're going to have to attempt in order to finish it out with janky-ass AI software, or they're going to have to sit on the project and send everybody home, which will cause more damage.
Yeah, I just realized the next Battlefield could be in fucking trouble.
Potentially,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
If the recording isn't already done.
Yeah, so if the vote is ending today, I'm curious when the result's going to be announced.
DLCs for games that just came out could potentially be in jeopardy. A game that I'm going to talk about a lot here in a minute, Starfield. Any DLCs that are potentially not done for that, they're going to be in jeopardy. Any new game that's come out recently, potential for DLCs or extra content is going to be in jeopardy.